Hello, I'm back again. Again, not with continuing with my story, but it is continuing with my story, although I'm not getting into why my page is called Modern Day Mystic and the strange experiences I've had. Obviously, it's very relevant for me to talk about things that are currently affecting a lot of people and my experiences with the mental health system and things like that. It's very important that people have the right kind of awareness, especially people suffering and that. And it's not an easy system to be thrown into at all. It's really not. It's very kind of clinical, obviously, because psychiatry is so clinical. It's unbelievable. When you're talking about humans and feelings and stuff like that, and then having this very clinical science, I don't know whether it's classed as a science, to diagnose you. It's like, oh God, it's a fucking minefield. I mean, I know, like, if I sit down and diagnose myself based on how I feel, like, just say in like a monthly, like monitor, if I monitored every day my emotions and my thoughts and my feelings and everything like that over a month, how many different illnesses I could diagnose myself with. It's unbelievable how many I could actually diagnose myself with. But obviously, like, they appear for certain reasons, and a lot of it is based around post-traumatic stress disorder at the moment. But obviously I had underlying issues before I got put into the mental health system. I mean, I had been in the mental health system as a teenager, but then not had any dealings with it at all, apart from like needing antidepressants when I had postnatal depression with my twins. But other than that, had not been in the mental health system. So being thrown into it and fucking sectioned and stuff, oh my God. It's an experience. It's definitely an experience. But there are good points to it. It's not all doom and gloom. And I find that, like, one of the most common misconceptions is the role of social services. And when people kind of think of social services and stuff like that, they think of, like, you know, oh, they're coming to take your children away, this, that, and the other. But obviously, if there are concerns, then they will be called. But I mean, unless you're actually doing something really harmful to your children and you know, you're not actively seeking help, and you refuse help, then they'll intervene more, and there will be problems because obviously you refuse to accept help. If you actually, like, say they got called in for me, somebody made a complaint about me because I pissed somebody off, so they made a complaint about me, and then my mental state was fucking shocking at that point anyway. It was like seriously fucking shocking. The anxiety was just off the scale. I was smoking cannabis as well, which like led to like weird paranoia and things like that, because obviously I was using that to deal with conversion disorder, anxiety, and everything else that was presenting itself, like panic attacks and things like that. So they got involved, but they also supported me. So originally they got involved because somebody complained about me, and it was somebody made a complaint to the school or something. I don't even know the full story. Somebody had a problem with me, but I pissed them off, and I know I pissed them off. And so they made a complaint, and then they got involved, which fucking, you know, I was going through shit anyway. It didn't fucking help. Did not fucking help at all. And then I ended up getting put into hospital for the second time. But then I ended up with a support team around me. So I was looking for help before they were involved with issues that I was having and that. And I was actively seeking help. And, you know, I was going to doctors to ask for advice, and, you know, I had to get sleeping tablets and things because I couldn't sleep, and I was just in a fucking mess. And I was like attending groups and things like that to help me with my situation. And then I got put into hospital, but I came out of hospital. They said, right, will you accept our help? And I said, yes, I will. And they said, right, okay, we're going to put a care coordinator in. So somebody that is coordinating with you, and we like deal with your care. So we're there, like care in the community, basically. They'll come and visit you and make sure you're doing okay, and just check on your general mental state and everything like that, because obviously we don't want you having more breakdowns. And they'll attend meetings to just, you know, monitor everything. And obviously, because in the UK, when you go and if you're in the mental health system, it's very rare that like you come out of hospital. In my experience, I don't know whether people get to see the same people all the time, but you come out and it's then like, right, okay, well, you're on this medication and you need to have checkups to make sure that the medication's okay and make sure you're doing okay and everything like that. You'll have the care coordinator will come in, and they will come with you to the checkups. They will sit there and write notes on you and make sure you're okay, really. And, you know, if you need help, they're there for you and everything. And one of the things that social services did actually turn around to me and say was, if you need help, go and ask for help. If you need help, Elena, if you're having issues of any kind, it doesn't matter what the issue is. If you're having issues, you know, obviously I'm the one with the problems, with the anxiety and the mental issues. I then know I need to go and ask for help. When I see these issues arising, I know, right, I need to ask for help. Okay, so obviously, like, that comes in for me. I mean, when we moved countries and that, it was just ridiculous what we did there. Oh yeah, it was such a good idea. It was the best idea ever. But oh my God, like, I'd just go into the school and I'd be having panic attacks and stuff because I was just completely out of my depth and completely out of my comfort zone, and just, oh my God, it was like everything was just fucking brand new, and you don't know where you are, you don't know anyone, your family's like 3,000 miles away, you've got no support network around you, whereas before you had a support network and they were helping you through your issues, but now you have nothing, and what do you do? So I'd go into the school and cry to the teachers and be like, oh my God, please, can you help me? Just anything to help me. Like, I just need some sort of understanding. And they were very understanding, and they were very nice, and they were very helpful, because when you go in and you have to sit in a hallway and there's people walking past you and you can't help but cry because you feel so fucking overwhelmed and you feel so out of your depth and you're just anxious about everything, and you feel like, oh my God, I need help. And obviously you can only get like so much help from, like, John would only be able to help so much, and then he'd have to come back to England to sort out shit over here, and then my parents would come over for a bit and then they help for a bit, but it's like you're not settled and you're all over the place, and oh my God, the kids couldn't do their homework because they were getting so much homework and they weren't used to doing homework, so that was just ridiculous. And I just spent like the whole term spazzing out and just trying to get through it. the best I could. And I'd just constantly be going up to school and, you know, just trying to chat with the head to like help me. And then they put my kids into special classes because obviously I've got issues, and it's had a knock-on effect on my children as well, especially with the anxiety, because they pick up on it and they feel from you. So if you're anxious, your children are going to be suffering like on a certain level, you know, unless they're completely immune to it. But you know, I found with mine that they do have panic attacks and they do get anxious, but that's what they've been brought up around. So it's, you know, it's just what it is. And I then have to give them coping techniques and how I cope with my own problems to help them through their problems as well. So, you know, we're like a little support network for each other. And they know if I get ill, so like if my conversion disorder kicks in, and it can kick in quite badly. I had to have time off work and I couldn't get out of bed for 3 days because it just totally knocked me off my feet. And that's what it does. And my children then, you know, while John was at work, they were here on summer holidays, so they had to do things like getting me cups of tea because I needed a drink and I couldn't get up. Making themselves dinner they've had to do in the past as well, like they just do pasta and stuff like that. You know, they have these skills in place because obviously I can't care for them properly because I have this stress related disorder that, you know, if I'm under stress and people, because I don't know, like maybe if I wasn't so strong and I did just spend more time sat down not doing anything and I wasn't battling through it the way that I do, then they'd understand that it's always there. It's always a factor. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it doesn't affect me and it won't come back, because it's stress. So if I get put under stress, then it's now like a reaction that my brain will have to the stress. I don't want it to do it. I don't want to like lose the use of my arm. I don't want to be knocked off my feet and not able to talk properly. I don't want that, but it's a reaction to what's going on that I don't really have any control over. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's like, you know, I just have to go through it and hope that I can get over the stress and come out the other side better. But then over here, like obviously my rent's been put up. I've been trying to find another place. I've been having relationship issues. You know, things are just not been going great, and the stress is, it's been ridiculous. My hair's falling out. My skin's like breaking out in spots, which is why I'm scratching at the side of my face, because it's stress related as well. Trying to get everything sorted over here because we still have houses that we haven't sold. We can't really afford the rent in our place, but we can't really leave because the landlord's giving John work to kind of pay the rent and everything. So now I want to get a job. I do want to get a job. I had a job doing cleaning. I don't really enjoy picking pubes out of drain holes. It's not nice. I obviously am having panic attacks about things as well, because it's like, you know, we haven't paid our rent. Whoops. But I'm trying to just go with the flow, just relax, you know, believe in the universe, trust in everything. I've got my vision boards going. I've got, you name it. I don't care. I'm just like, I have faith that everything's going to work out well. I have faith that, you know, I just don't care. Nobody can say anything to me about my faith. I have my faith that everything will be okay. But obviously, I still react to the stress and that. So I'm having panic attacks and running around like an idiot. But I know now that if I'm feeling like that, what do I need to do? I need to go and ask for help. So I went into the kids had quite a bit of time off last year because at times I couldn't even get them into school because it was just like the anxiety and everything that they were feeling. And then Frankie was suffering from depression and she got bullied, and then the twins got bullied, and oh god, it was a nightmare. Yeah, what was I saying? They had loads of time off, so I got called into the school by social services again because they'd had so much time off, and obviously I have to justify that to social services, even though the school were fully aware, and I did write them a letter. I still had to go in and talk to social services about that, and so I spoke to the woman and she was fine with it. She said, okay, we completely understand, and I was like, okay, good. But then it dawned on me the other day that, you know, obviously with the rent going up and us not being financially stable, that for me, you know, causes problems, which causes anxiety, which then starts the cycle again. So I need to take action to stop this cycle from repeating itself and getting into these sort of situations and, you know, doing something myself. But what can I do? So I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to go down and chat to the same lady I spoke to before and ask her and say, look, is there anything that you can help me do? You know, I don't really want to move because the kids have only just started into new schools. So the twins have started in a middle school from a primary school, and Frankie's gone up into the secondary school. So they're all in new schools. Moving right now would not be good because I'm so fucking stressed and shit like that. So, right, can you help me? Can you help me, like, somehow? I need a job, you know, but I have these issues. And, like, you know, what can I do? How can I function? You know, what's available to me? Because obviously I have complex needs and issues and everything because I suffer with so many different things now. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, I can go from being completely calm and normal and everything to being triggered somehow by a thought, by something coming up, by going into a certain situation where a memory or something is then triggered, and then post-traumatic stress disorder kicks in, which then kicks in bloody anxiety and panic attacks and conversion disorder, and oh my god, it's like a knock-on effect. It's like a bloody domino effect, and it's like I never know when this is going to come up as well. I never know. It just comes out of the blue, so it makes life interesting. But yeah, I went in and I said, can you help me? And they said, yeah, you know, we'll refer you, like, go and see this lady, set up an appointment with this lady. I'm like, okay, she'll help you get a job. So I'm like, okay then. So I go and go to the appointment, and the lady's lovely. They're all so lovely as well, because obviously I'm asking for help because I need fucking help, you know, and they're not going to say no when they listen to me. You know, they're not looking at me like, oh, you're a dreadful person. Or no. They're very understanding. And I think a lot of people don't ask for help because they don't think they're going to get the understanding when they explain how they feel to people. But, I mean, obviously, this is a massive issue for so many people now. People are so kind and so lenient that, you know, they'll bend over backwards and they'll do what they can to kind of make things work for you. If you're asking for help, they will make things work for you. It is what I have found. And that, but I mean, obviously I do cry a lot, so they probably feel quite bad for me. I hate it. I just sit there, I'm like, oh my god, I feel so overwhelmed by everything. And I will just sit there and cry in the waiting room, and they're like, let's find an office, and I'm like, thanks. But yeah, they put me in touch with a lady from Jobs Plus who is actually looking at getting me registered as disabled. Like, if that's what I've got to do, then that's what I've got to do. You know, So they're looking at applying for jobs, but being registered as disabled, because obviously I don't know when anything's going to come up. So if I go into work and somebody puts too much pressure on me and I'm dealing with loads of pressures at home, so like say one of the kids is suffering from anxiety or depression or something, or just generally they're just being dickheads to each other and fighting and arguing, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't fucking take any more of this. And then I try and go into work and some boss is having a go at me because I haven't done my work and this, that, and the, I'll snap. I'll be like, oh my God, fuck you, oh my God, ah. And I don't want that to happen because I don't want to lose a job. I want to be able to hold down a job. But obviously I have needs that need to be met because I don't function properly. Because obviously I have mental disorders and fucking things like that going on as well. So I have to go for an interview. But it's for a really good job. And hopefully I get it. So I got everything crossed. They pay them. They pay the employer to take me on. Yay. I know I can do the job with my eyes shut. It's a graphic designer, and obviously with my photography and artwork background, it's so easy to do. It's unbelievable. But, you know, can they be flexible and accommodate me? They get paid for doing it. And, you know, obviously I want the job. I really want the job. I really, really want a job. Like, you know, but it has to be something that I can do because of my stress levels and everything like that. So I have everything crossed, but, you know, the social worker that I saw was actually for the school. So then talking to the Jobs Plus lady, she said, right, we'll get you referred and we'll get you your own social worker. So now I have the same sort of support structure over here that I had in the UK. So they have the same support system in place as well. So I get my own social worker. They check up on me, see how I'm doing and everything like that. Normally I'm fine. Like, I manage really well. I just power through everything and just cry a lot. But, yeah, it is what it is. But being registered disabled hopefully will give me a bit of leniency, and rather than having a really strict, like, you know, you need to do this many hours, you need to do this, you need to do that, they can kind of understand what I'm dealing with on my side and be flexible. So yeah, but the social worker system, you know, as long as you're asking for help and you want help, then they can't refuse you. You're not a bad person, and a lot of people feel like they're a bad person. And I know I felt like they were kind of looking at me and going, oh no, she's crazy. You know, she's been sectioned. She's crazy. You know, this person's no good. And that, but they weren't like that at all. So, you know, ask for help. It's no use going through things and suffering alone when there's help out there, and they will help you. But you need to know, you need to be sure in yourself what you feel is going to help you. Because they can offer you anything. They can say, right, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this. You need to kind of go within yourself and say, right, okay, but what can I deal with? What do I feel I can do? In my state that I'm in now, what do I feel like I can do? I cannot work with people. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I can't handle any more people, any more problems, anything like that. I can't do it. I know I can't do that because I'll snap and then I'll lose the job. So that's not an option for me. Working with people just isn't an option. I mean, I could work in a team, but like doing customer service or something like that, oh my fucking God, no. I could sit in a library and be quite happy just sat there, like pointing out where books are and stuff like that. I can do that. I can do cleaning, but obviously, like, with stress and everything, my back's absolutely fucking killing me. So that, you know, I come home and I'm exhausted, and then I can't kind of take care of my family. So, you know, I need to, like, be really considerate to myself in what I take on as well. And also, you know, just try and find something that makes me happy too, because nobody should be doing a job that they hate. But, I mean, I know a lot of people are, so I feel for them. So fingers crossed. I have everything crossed. I'm like, please, I'm praying to, like, any god, any fucking anything now. I'm like praying, please, 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 I have everything crossed. Please let me get this job. I put on my vision board that I want my camera up and running again, and I want to be doing my photography and stuff like that. And having the finances to be able to do that would be amazing for me, because that in itself makes me feel better. Like, creating those pictures and everything makes me feel better. So yeah, I just keep powering through, trying to get back on my feet as best I can after everything. So yeah, that's me. Hopefully that might help someone somewhere at some point. I don't know, but it's worth a try. That's why I keep making these videos, to just try and fucking help someone, anyone. Okay, bye.